Welcome to the I Know Nothing podcast, where you will learn nothing. Today we have on Erin Boler. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah.
Right? I was introduced to Erin last year, just very briefly, when she was strength training already here before I started. Erin, I know a little bit about you, but can you please give us your elevator pitch of who you are, but also why someone should listen to you?
Yeah. Like you said, I'm Erin Boler. I'm a Division I cross-country runner at Northwestern University. I also study economics there. Very fun. And yeah, in terms of here, I grew up in Niskuna. I went to Niskuna through 9th grade, and then I transferred to Albany Academy for the rest of my high school.
Okay, I actually didn't know that. All right. Let's start with growing up. Like maybe we'll start with middle school. What sports did you play in addition to track, if there was other sports?
Yeah, I was always cross-country, basketball, lacrosse. Like I was 3 sports, and then in the summer I did swimming at the Mohawk Club with my siblings.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was kind of all over the place. But my older sister is 15 months older than me, so I kind of just did what she did.
Gotcha.
And so I was like that through my sophomore year, actually. Basketball, lacrosse, and cross-country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the switch happened junior year?
Yeah, junior year I started becoming only track. Or only running, yeah.
Why?
Because, so since I transferred my sophomore year, the school was a lot smaller. And also, my coach, I love my coach at Academy. He was like, you're really good at running. Like, I think you should do running. You're not necessarily the build of a basketball player. I think we should try to at least do indoor track.
Okay.
And then I got convinced to do outdoor track, and I love it. Like, everybody there was awesome. Like, the people I ran with, my coach, it just made me love running so much.
Okay, awesome. So it was just the fact that you started to love running even more.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you continue to swim or no?
Yeah, I did. Until last year, I aged out.
Aged out of swimming? Is that how it works?
It's like,
I know nothing about swimming.
It's just like a summer league. So it was like 13 to 17, and now I'm almost 19. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're at Albany Academy. What events were you specifically running at that time, the junior, senior year?
So I ran anything I was told to run.
Right.
So I would occasionally run like the 4x4 and the 4x8. But my favorite events that I actually specialized in, I did the 5K a few times, and then the 3K, the 15, and the steeple. I love the steeple. I would run that a million times if I could.
Can you explain? Because I'm sure there's people on here who don't know what the steeple is. So can you explain it?
So the steeple, it's 5 laps in high school, and you jump over barriers, and there's also a water pit.
It's the random water pit that nobody knows what it's for on the track.
Yeah, so it's a random water pit, and there's always a crowd near the water pit, and it's literally the most fun race you will ever run in your life. But I definitely think playing basketball and lacrosse helped me with that.
For sure.
A lot of runners will not do the steeple.
Yeah.
Just because either they're afraid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. When you were in high school and running, I don't know this answer.
Yeah.
Did you start strength training then or no?
I started. Okay, Kaylee Higgins got me to start.
Okay.
Literally my best friend ever. I love her. I don't even know, because we weren't even really friends. We went to completely opposite schools. She goes to Shaker.
Yeah.
I was at Niski, and then I was at Academy. But since we were running the same events, I don't know if we just asked each other to run once or something. I don't even remember now. But then she was like, I do strength training at Suarez. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, sure, I'll start. So I started my senior year, pretty much the beginning of fall.
Okay.
Or maybe even in summer. And now we've been going together ever since.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of kicking myself. We should have done all 3 of us on this.
I know. We'll do another one.
Okay. We'll have her on, and then we'll have a full gossip session.
Yes.
In the next one. Okay, so you actually did start in high school.
Yeah.
When you started it, can you give me some feedback on your results? Did you have good results? Was it just the fact that you were doing strength training?
Yeah. No, amazing results. Because, again, I started to specialize junior year, so I was specializing, so that probably helped as well. But first of all, I just loved coming here, because I love everyone here. First Kaylee, and then all the coaches, Pat, Tom, Sarah, Allison was here. Now I know she's in Saratoga, and then you came in. Now it's awesome. But so I just loved coming here, and then I definitely got a lot stronger. And I PR'd basically every season after that. So
interesting.
It was awesome.
Okay. not everybody gets those results. So it is good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, from a recruiting perspective, 'cause I don't know anything about your process.
Yeah.
When did that start? Take us through your recruiting.
Yeah. I started my junior year, I think summer before my junior year, or like fall of my junior year. I started like writing emails.
Okay.
Because I know there was a few coaches my junior year, like nationals. So like I was emailing that, or maybe that was my senior year, junior or senior year.
Okay.
I think it was junior year though. And I started emailing them. I emailed like a bunch of people, like literally so many people, and definitely people that I like thought like were a little bit of a reach, and like sometimes you get emails back that are like, oh, surprising.
Okay.
But yeah, so I started then, and then my senior summer I had narrowed it down to like my top 5.
Gotcha.
Because when I was in high school, you can only take 5 official visits.
What?
Yeah. Then they just changed it.
Okay, I was gonna say I never heard that before.
Yeah. So I narrowed it down to my 5, and I was like looking for a school that was good academics, good athletics. And then I went on my official visits and decided on Northwestern. But actually, it's funny. My last official visit, I was not sure where to go. It was between Duke and Dartmouth, and I didn't know. I called my coach, high school coach, and I was like, I don't know where I should go. Like, it's my last choice, but I don't know which one. And he was like, it doesn't really matter because you're going to go to Northwestern anyway. So,
whoa.
And he was right.
What was the sell? Why Northwestern?
The coaches like definitely believed in me since like my junior year, right when I specialized. Like,
gotcha.
You can definitely tell like when coaches like just like start looking at you just because you got good. Whereas like I definitely think my coaches believed in me like when I was becoming good. And then also like all the girls like I immediately clicked with, and like now they're like all my best friends right now. And then also good school, and then Big Ten athletics, which was better than like Ivy League athletics. Or no, never mind.
No, it's all good. People can figure that out on their own.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. I didn't realize the 5 thing. What were the 5 schools? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, I visited Brown, Cornell, Vanderbilt, Duke, and Northwestern.
Smart and really good schools. Okay.
That was the goal.
Cool. So in college right now, what are your specific events? Do you have specific events?
Yeah. So since I'm like Northwestern is technically just cross country. So the 6K for cross country, that's what like the standard is. But then in track, the 5K. And I'm going to try the 10K, but I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more question about high school and stuff. So you went cross country, indoor, outdoor.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works at Albany Academy, but can you take us through like a season of, in general, the training, the off periods, because I know there's not a ton.
Yeah.
And how are you able to stay healthy and continue to get better?
Yeah. I think definitely like my coach, he was very like individualized with each person. Like there was some people on our team that were just like brand new, some people with a little bit more advanced and stuff like that. I definitely had like amazing training partners throughout my time there. Definitely different than at Niskayuna. Niskayuna had a lot of girls that I could run with, and they were like my best friends. Super awesome. My sister also.
Yeah.
And then at Academy, there was like 4 or 5 guys I always ran with, and like it was just a super supportive environment. Whereas like it could have caused like tension or like I don't even know, but like this was like the best group of guys ever. Like super fun. We did our workouts together. We did our runs together, and like my coach definitely specialized our training so that we would become the best. And then our off periods, we'd always take an off period between seasons, like a week or 2.
Okay, all right. But at least a week or 2 off in between cross country.
Like no running. Yeah.
Okay.
Between the seasons. And then if I had, I mean, I never had a stress injury. Like,
knock on wood.
But if I had, like, I did have shin splints a few times, and then I would go, like, all soft surface running.
Okay.
Whereas, like, and then if I had to, like, take the training down a little bit, but usually just when I went all soft surface, that helped.
Yeah. I mean, again, from the world that I live in, I've dealt with a lot of runners, a lot, male and female, and I've watched the lower leg injury. It's almost auto. So the fact that there had to have been something. So it makes sense that your coach was doing it. But I guess, can you explain, like, because you've been around it, you have so many people who run.
Yeah.
Can you explain to people, like, how it's so intense in high school? You have so many meets throughout the entire year where, like, I'm assuming you had friends who had injuries.
Yeah. Like all my friends had injuries.
Right. And that's why I'm trying to make a big deal about this, where it's like, okay, I want to ask you your advice for young runners in the later parts of this, but like right now, for coaches, parents, and like what should they be thinking about in terms of rest periods and stuff like that?
Definitely. I think that one of the main reasons why I didn't get injured was because I was only running like 3 months a year for the majority of my like youth. But then junior and senior year, I started to specialize. So I definitely think, especially when you're younger, definitely like low mileage and like take needed breaks, because I had like a few of my friends like have been running since 7th grade, and definitely like one of them like got stress injury since her sophomore year and like had to retire, like because it's just like common. So I think definitely taking it slow and slowly building, especially if you're going to do 3 seasons since your 7th grade, just because like there's so much growth in that period of time, because it is very common in that. And I would definitely say strength train. I think that obviously makes your bones stronger. I mean, that's proven. So
yes.
So I think that also helped me when I was transitioning to 3 season running. I also incorporated my like strength training, so I think that helped. And also listening to your body. Don't try to push through it. That will just make it worse. And soft surface.
I think we're going to clip that one right there, because again, it's just, I'm sick of having to be the one to say it. You're a Division I runner who's really good, and you stayed healthy, and people need to hear that, because coaches, I think they get wrapped up when they see, okay, imagine if they saw you in 7th grade, like, oh my gosh, this girl's the next runner of the future.
Yeah.
They think they're doing good, and they're not understanding that they're not only ruining this person's career, they might be ruining them for life.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is a very serious topic that we don't necessarily need to go into.
Yeah.
It's just awesome that was your path, and it's just a great experience. You mentioned something about the support system, and we wanted to get into this. So you had this good support system at Albany Academy, but I'm assuming you had it with your family, with everything else.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of take us through how important having a support system was, and what your support system was?
Yeah. I would definitely say number one is my family. I mean, my family was always, I have 3 siblings. So I have an older sister, a younger sister, and a younger brother. And once I got like into training like very, very hard, like they would go on bike rides next to me or run with me. Like definitely there was always someone there to like accompany me if I was like, not that I was getting bored or anything, but it just makes it more fun.
Yeah.
And like now like my mom can run with me too. So it's like awesome. She got into like running, and my dad will bike next to me. I mean, my parents were, I would say my mom was always there to help me like stretch before races, stuff like that, put on my bib. And not that I needed that done for myself, but it was helpful.
Yeah.
And then like my dad was always there like taking a million pictures, which we can't do anything with because like I'm like look disgusting in them, like trying to like run. I'm like, okay. Or like screaming, cheering for me. My grandparents would always show up. Like I would run, like I would go through the finish line, and like they were like standing there cheering for me. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
My friends would bike next to me as well. And then obviously my coach, like my coaches throughout the time have been amazing at Academy, at Niskuna, at Academy, and then at Northwestern. Like actually some of the best people I could ever like lean on to, talk to, like with anything. And I definitely think like that's 100% why I have been successful. And like literally every single person, like you, my strength coach, everybody is like wants you to be successful. It's just like a lot of people cheering for you. It just helps in a million different ways.
For sure. And honestly, I think sometimes people, it sounds like you have a phenomenal support system, right? And not everybody really has that.
Yeah.
But people should understand that you do have a support system. Sometimes they don't recognize that there's somebody there who is looking for their best interest, whether it's a coach, a family member, a friend, somebody riding a bike next to you, just to, get you through your workout or get you through the day. And I think everyone should take that lesson into life of like, yes, don't just go out and search for the support system. Like it might be right in front of you, and you have to kind of foster that over time.
Yeah, and definitely express your gratitude for those people whenever you can.
Yes, Erin, yes. I love that. Okay, so let's go back to, you're in college right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a strength podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Can you, before we go into like stuff that I like to talk about, like maybe we'll talk about our programming a little bit, but what are you doing in college right now, like from a strength perspective?
We do Monday, Wednesday lift, so like similar to here, I'm Monday, Thursday here, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And we do a very like similar program. I would say like definitely, I mean, we hit legs, we hit arms, we hit core, we hit everything. It's not like, oh, like you can only lift like 2 pounds and you can't do anything, like some stereotypical things. Like we're getting strong, keeping us healthy. I would say the focus is like to just like strengthen your bones and strengthen yourself as a human.
Are you guys lifting the entire year?
Yeah.
So you're 2 times a week for the most part.
Yeah.
All year round.
All year round.
Because it's great to hear because
yeah.
I'm sure you know this, but with the track and field from the sprinting and jumping and throwing perspective, weightlifting is very common.
Yeah.
But when you get to distance at all, mid-distance, almost some schools or some coaches don't even allow lifting,
I know, yeah.
Which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
And it's great to hear that, again, you're at Northwestern, you're at a big-time school, you're a big-time runner, and you're doing it. So it helps my cause as a strength coach. So thanks.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ashley's our strength coach there. She's awesome. We have fun, so.
And I think sometimes people forget that strength training doesn't mean, like, we're not coming in here and we're not trying to be a bodybuilder right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to maintain strength. And unfortunately, when you don't do it, you lose strength.
Yeah.
And we've dealt with, and I know you have friends who've dealt with it, where you lifted, then you're forced to stop lifting, and then you have to come back and you have to restart almost. So it's important.
Yeah.
You talked about how you got immediate results. I kind of want to dig a little deeper. Like, okay, now in college, what's the benefit that you're seeing? Like directly to your sport. What is the benefit from the weight room to your sport?
Definitely increase volume in terms of miles.
Okay.
Like just transferring, like you need to be stronger to run more miles. Like that's just like point blank period. So I could increase from, I would say like 55 was kind of my max, and now I can go up to like 65 and like obviously keep building throughout the years. Yeah. And then I would also say, let's see, I mean, cross country is like a very tough sport. Like there's like hills, terrain. So definitely just like the strength here and just like, I would say overall being tougher. Also just mentally.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
With now from like the end of the training end of running and staying healthy while running.
Yeah.
What does that kind of programming look like for you at school right now?
At school, let's see. I would say, well, we have a training rooms in terms of like we can go to prehab there as well. Yeah. Our athletic trainer is super, super nice and like is always willing to help and that's like specific to your injury. So like we can go there like before and then we'll get modified lift if you need a modified lift, but you're still going to the weight room. Like you still are there unless it's like not like you're dead, but like if you like really can't go. But like you
can't go to the training room, you're dead.
No, like you're going to the weight room, you're getting strong, just because that's like part of the path to recovering. Like you're that's how you get back to your full volume is like getting strong in the weight room, adding miles slowly, and then like
And are you getting, just like in high school, are you getting allotted rest periods throughout the entire 10 months you're in school?
Yeah. We get like, I would say like a week-ish where we're running like every other day, but just 15 minutes just to shake out our legs.
Okay.
So yeah, a week or two. A week-ish.
All right, so it's not that much. It's not that much.
Not that much.
So your typical mileage for a week, typically, is 55 miles?
I would say like 100% healthy would be like 60. Yeah.
Wow. Everybody on here is listening. When's the last time you ran 60 miles ever? Not alone in a week. Okay. You just talked about how cross country is such it's a demanding sport. Like in your events are demanding sports. Like you have to be strong physically, but more importantly, in my opinion, and you know better than me, mental aspect of this is huge.
100%.
We kind of started talking about mindset, and I want to just kind of put it on you. Like, when did you start to even focus on mindset? When in your career did you start doing it? And like, what are you doing to continue to harness a good mindset while running?
Yeah, I would definitely say, COVID I started. Because like COVID was like tough. You were isolated, everything. Like then you could start like your mindset was going like a little bit crazy. And like that's kind of when I started like talking to myself in a, not like a crazy way, in like a nice way.
Yeah.
And like, that's like when I kind of like started. And then once I got to running and I realized that I was pretty good and decent, like I would be like, okay, I trust my training, I trust my coach, like I'm strong, like I can get through this. Like definitely like that constant feedback loop, just like telling yourself that you are good enough and you're strong enough to stick with the person, stick with them on their back or pass the next person.
Right.
And like I was actually just at U20 cross country championships in winter, and I literally had just passed 3 people, and then I fell over a log, and these 3 people passed me. But like that's what where I realized like that really paid off, because I was like, okay, I'll just go pass them again. Like that was my immediate thought, instead of like really, bro, like I just passed them.
Right, they could have crumbled you in that, and but you've been practicing the mindset stuff. So you're saying it was automated. Okay, you got up
once
and
it
bang.
becomes automated, it's so much easier.
Interesting. Okay. Do you have examples besides that one of like can you take us through the end of a race, the middle of a race?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Are you having conversations?
100%. Yeah. I would also say in workouts, because workouts are just as hard as races.
Right.
Half the time, like one time we were training for regionals, I was put with this group, fast girls, obviously very fast girls. And I felt myself being like 1 or 2 steps behind them. And I was like, no, I belong with this group. I'm going to get up. I see your ponytail. This is my group. I mean, I love those girls. So I'm like, I'm running with them.
Yeah.
And I immediately got right back up with the group. And I was like, damn, like
that was just your brain.
Yeah, that was 100% my brain because my legs were not there.
Right.
And like, I mean, my coach also very much focuses on this aspect because everybody in college is training in some aspect. It's different variations, but everybody's training the same physically.
Right.
Nobody, like, not a lot of people are focusing on the mental aspect of it, and Jill like does an amazing job focusing on that aspect. And it also translates to everything in your life, like not just running. Like, I was one day, like I had like a million things like bad happen to me, and I like got to practice. Practice is like amazing, like best part of the day.
Yeah.
But like I was like explaining this to Jill, and I was like, well, like gratitude is my resilience. Like that's how, because I'm just gonna like, I'm like, okay, well, like I still get to go to practice. I still get to like do all these things. Like I'm still getting the help I need. But like it was like, I mean, Uber driver, like I was like all these things, and I was like, okay, well, it's still fine. Like I'm still very, very like fortunate, very, very well off, and like it's just like I have a good support system. That's kind of what it comes back to.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know all of this. It just sounds like you have built such a awesome foundation of a support system, but you've had really good and intelligent people teaching you about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people out here who maybe they are really good runners. They're just physically good, but they don't have anyone even having a conversation with them like, your gratitude is your resilience. Like immediately now you've taken that, and I'm assuming you've now run with that.
Yeah.
Where that's like, okay, I'm having a bad day, but it's okay. Like, I have all these good things going for me.
Yeah, and that's kind of like my mom would always like, if something was like going bad, she would always be like, yeah, it's a little suboptimal, but you know, you still got, I'm like, it's a little bit more than suboptimal, but yeah, that's how she would. So I definitely think like her obviously is a role model, doing that, and then like I would say that definitely showed me how it's done. And then, I mean, you have to practice it a ton. Like, did not automatically come automated, but like, eventually, I mean, it's so much better when it's like that.
It's really, really amazing. All of these things, the mindset, the support system. I think there's a lot of good info that people should be taking away. But I've been saying it on all of these podcasts. For those who are listening, whether you're athletes, coaches, parents, find an Erin to talk to. Like, seriously though, because I think what's happening is people are missing. You have a ton of people who have been helping you.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of athletes, young athletes, high school, college, but they don't have someone who's done it. You've done it now. You've already done it for your freshman year at the college level. You've had a ton of success in high school. Having someone to talk to about it is super important. So, like, you know, people who are listening, the point of this podcast is to showcase the stuff that you're doing, highlight you, but also find people like Erin to have conversations with and help you become a better version, not just of an athlete, but better versions of yourself. And
you can always reach out to me if you like. I love talking to people about this stuff. Yeah. So like, I mean, very easy to find me, Erin.Boler on anything basically. So.
There you go. There's the plug.
you know how it is.
I love it. Okay, we're doing pretty good on time.
Awesome.
I wanna leave a couple questions that I've been asking everybody. So you've got a group of young runners right now.
Yeah.
One piece of advice that you have for them.
Yeah. I would say definitely like do it because you love it. Like find those people that make you either love it again or like make it so fun. Like me, Sophia, Leah, Katie, like this was my Niskuna friend group when I was in like 7th and 8th grade when I was like young and just getting into it. Like we would go on these invitationals and like it was so fun. Like it was like we were like in the Caribbean. Like we were in these hotels, like we were ice bathing in the baths, like doing like TikToks, like on the bus. I mean, obviously we got the job done. We were like an amazing team, but like that's what really made it fun. Like getting on the starting line with your best friends and like just like having fun. That's what you got to do.
I love it. And you're not the first person to say it, which is great. That piece of this whole thing of sports is starting to get missed. So I'm just happy that you're saying that because sports is supposed to be fun.
100%.
And you made a statement about your when you went to practice after that bad day, you were like, oh, this is the best part of my day.
Yes.
That's the way that I strength train. Like, maybe it doesn't always happen, but like when you show up, it's like, I want to make sure Erin is having at least the best hour she can have here. Yeah. If she tells me she's having a bad day, it's like, great, put the barbell down. Let's just have some fun. Let's do some med ball ab circuits.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of exercises, just because we're on it.
Yeah.
Today we were doing a power push-up, banded, and Erin has created a new exercise where all she had to do was just leave the ground with her hands and come back down. I looked over and both her legs and her arms were coming off of the ground. Yes, super impressive.
I was flying in the air. Not what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, it was better. It was a better version. But we were having fun.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I always tell my mom, like, whenever I come back, like, I'm like, I will always come back because I have so much fun with everybody there. Like, when, like, Tom walks by, he's like, what's up, bro? And I'm like, what's up? Like,
I love it.
And, like, this was my first time really doing training with Coach June. Yeah. And, like, it's been awesome. Like, I really got to know him. We both like country music. Like, It's awesome. Like, and it's just been so much fun. So I love coming into here, and, like, that's why I keep coming back.
Yeah, and, you know, I think, I mean, you know these guys here, like, they spent a lot of time working on their culture.
Yes.
And I've got to be part of a lot of great cultures, just trying to be part of it. That's why I'm here, too.
Yeah.
I look forward to being here and being around these people. Yeah. And most importantly, like, being around you guys. It's like, it's just as much fun for me as it is for you guys.
And that's very noticeable. And that's what, like, makes the difference, I feel like.
I love it. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a tough one.
Okay.
This is the parents of those young runners. What piece of advice do you have to the parents of those young runners?
I would definitely say show up because it matters. Like, whenever you can. Just having somebody cheer for you is, like, awesome, and not put pressure on you. Because I definitely saw some of, not necessarily my running teammates, some of, like, my basketball or lacrosse teammates, like, were doing it because their parents wanted them to do it. And it was, like, you could just see it on their faces. Like, it wasn't fun. Like, wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
So I definitely would say let your kid do what they think is fun. Because also, when I was transitioning into just running, my grandma loved watching basketball. She would, like, keep her own timesheet, everything. So, like, I knew it would kind of break her heart a little bit. But, like, she did not make it noticeable. Like, she was like, oh, like, sure you want to give up basketball? But then after that, she was like, showed up to my cross-country meets, showed up to my track meets, watched me, like, run, she loved watching me win. So, like, she would love it. She would be right at the fence. Like, she would drive, like, an hour, 2 hours to watch. So, like, definitely let your kid do what they want to do. Because, like,
I love it.
That's how they're going to love it, and that's how they're going to have fun.
It's great advice. Okay, we don't get to this with everybody, but this is a rant rave. Okay?
Oh my
The first one, I didn't tell you about this one.
Okay.
All right, this could be a rant on anything.
Okay.
And I know you know how to rant because when you and Kaylee are in here, you guys are ranting. So it could be a rant about sports. It could be a rant about anything, about the traffic on Route 9.
Yeah.
Do you have any rants that you're currently on right now?
Rants. I would say, I do actually.
Yes.
I would say it's more academically, though.
Okay.
Because I was talking about this with my family, actually. Because now, like, kids, they can't really have, like, a summer. Like, you have to get an internship, like, right after, like, freshman year, right after sophomore year, like, to get into, like, the field you want. Or if, like, you're a doctor, you have to, like, shadow. Like, I have some teammates that, like, shadow since you're, like, 7 years old. Like, I was like, where does the time go?
Right.
So I definitely think if I had a rant, that would be my rant. Like, let me have, like, 4 more summers. Like, come on.
Wow, shout out summer.
Like,
I love that. I never had a summer. I had to work 40 hours every single summer.
Okay, yeah, but, like, being a lifeguard is different than being, like, a summer analyst or, like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
yeah. No, I don't know, actually. I've never been a summer analyst.
Okay, well, like, okay, that's true. So maybe I should become a strength coach, and then I'll just be in here all the time.
Yes. There you go. Okay, now the other one. So is there something you're raving about? Sports, academics, summer, anything?
Raving, I would say Northwestern.
Cool.
Literally the best place on earth.
I want to come.
Yeah, no, it's...
Wait, when can the Suarez staff come out to Northwestern?
No, you guys can come and you can do yoga with our team. We do yoga on Saturday.
I would absolutely love to.
It's really hard, but it's fun. We do some push-ups.
How far is the trip?
So 2-hour flight.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I would say the support system there, the academics, like the support system in general, like with my coach, like everybody, all my coaches, like support staff, my teammates, everybody, love them, every single one. And then also in terms of like my professors, like I like go to office hours, like with like just like one-on-one. They know my name, they know I'm a cross-country runner, they know like everything that's going on in my life, and definitely like care. So like 100% like amazing people all around, like athletics, academics, and then location is awesome. Like right near Chicago.
Yeah.
Not that I go there that much, but like I can if I want to.
Right.
And there's a beach on campus. So definitely look at Northwestern.
I did not. I was just going to say, Erin just recruited the next 4 years of runners to Northwestern, but yes. I did not know there was a beach on campus. That's amazing.
I mean, you can only really use it in May and June, but it's fun.
Still. Okay, Erin, thanks so much for coming on. That was awesome. Erin does claim that she's going to get the most views, so we'll see how this goes.
So everybody, I'm going to have to promote it.
Thanks for listening. This is the I Know Nothing podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.